Hello and welcome to today's Abhigyan's Point, and we'll talk about the Kanwar Yatra. This is very, very important, and why I say this is for a simple and a straightforward reason that we have a backdrop. We have a backdrop of the Kumbh situation in which the Prime Minister the Prime Minister Narendra Modi eventually had to intervene himself. And we have a similar situation now. What is becoming a huge issue is the fact that Uttarakhand, in my opinion, has taken the right decision and put a ban on this yatra. Everybody respects the sentiment, everybody respects what this yatra is all about. But Uttarakhand has put a cancellation to it. So does Uttar Pradesh need to do. Uttar Pradesh, on the other hand, is not ready to cancel this yatra, and therefore I very strongly feel that the Prime Minister himself, Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself, has to now intervene. Because, as I said, remember the Kumbh situation. Remember the Kumbh situation in which serious charges were leveled of the fact that Kumbh proved to be a super spreader. Do we want to have another situation like that? Certainly not. Certainly not. And also remember, and this is a very important point, why I say this, that the Prime Minister needs to intervene, is for a very straightforward point that when there was a situation of Kumbh and of course mishandling of Corona second wave, a lot of that criticism went directly to Narendra Modi. So do we need to have a situation like that? Again, ultimately, he is the biggest leader of the BJP, the biggest face of the BJP, and also the Prime Minister of India. So he needs to now intervene and tell the Uttar Pradesh government, or tell any government, even that could be Haryana, where there is a BJP government, that no, this yatra, for reasons that we don't know when the third wave will come, for reasons that everybody is anxious still about the third wave, for reasons that the vaccination process is slow at the moment, it has not been gaining the momentum that it had at certain point in time, for various multiple reasons like that, and of course a huge risk that the corona's third wave is about to come at any stage. Given all these factors, Uttar Pradesh government, in my point of view, needs to be told that this Kanwar Yatra needs to be cancelled. And I don't think anyone else can do that better than the Prime Minister of India himself, who also, I said, is the biggest and the tallest leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party. So before it snowballs into a situation where I said the backdrop is Kumbh and the criticism of the government, and of course the criticism of the fact that how people were allowed to gather at one place, and of course the number of cases that went up as a result of the Shahi Snan in Kumbh. Remember, I can get into the data and details at some stage. So all these factors put together clearly indicate that this particular yatra, with full respect to the sentiment, to the ethos maintained, this yatra needs to be cancelled by Uttar Pradesh also. It does not need to be just cancelled by the Uttarakhand government, which I think is the right decision, but it needs to be cancelled by Uttar Pradesh government as well, although they're saying that all the COVID protocols will be taken care of. But I don't know how much of that is physically possible. And since that is not physically possible, since it could snowball into a situation where this yatra is seen that it might also turn out to be a super spreader, then there is an intervention, because the Prime Minister has repeatedly showed concern about the third wave. The Supreme Court of India is also now saying and talking about talking towards the Prime Minister. Therefore, a decision at the highest level of the BJP has to come, which I said is the Prime Minister himself, and then be conveyed to the state government in Uttar Pradesh of Yogi Adityanath, that in the present circumstances, in the present anxiety, in the present fear of the third wave, this yatra needs to be cancelled. And that is my point, that at some stage, maybe like last time in the case of Kumbh, it is the Prime Minister himself who will and who should intervene in this matter.